Hey guys, so I'm sitting at my house right now, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and your meeting that you're having today is getting me started. So I talked with Helen and Shannon just about doing some training, and instead of having a ton of meetings, what I decided to do was I started reading this book, and it's called The Art of Group Talk: How to Lead Better Conversations with Kids. And so we threw around buying one of these for each of you, but I know how limited your time is and how limited our resources are at a church. So it was going to cost like $500 to buy books for everyone. So I thought instead we would just do a series of short training videos that kind of went through what this book has to say, and it has some really great ideas. So this video is just going to be an introduction to that, and then each week I'm going to put out a new video that has a little training tip just for being a small group leader. And none of this is my own idea at all. It's just going to come from this book. I'm just going to take what I've read and summarize it. And if you are like, I need a copy of that, I like to highlight, I want to look at it, I want to reference it, then we'll be more than happy to get you one. So this first introduction, the introduction of the book just talks about, as small group leaders, sometimes our small groups are just a total bomb. On Sunday mornings, we come and we leave and we're like, oh my gosh, what just happened? What did I just do? And for some of us, it's that our groups aren't talkative enough. They sit, they stare at you. No one does anything. They're tearing apart little bits of paper while you're trying to have conversation with them, and there's just nothing happening. Some of you, second grade boys, your groups are just way too talkative, and so you're constantly trying to scream over them while they're wrestling on the ground, or they're asking you to judge their cartwheel competition, and you feel like nothing is happening that's productive there either. And sometimes your small groups go great and they're just the right amount of talkative, but then they start asking you questions about things that you are not prepared to answer. So this book just talks about ways that we can become better small group leaders throughout all of those situations. And I know there's a lot of weeks, I was a small group leader for a really long time. I still am, but for adults, which is a lot different. But I led middle schoolers and high schoolers in small groups for a really long time. And there were certainly weeks that I walked away asking myself, does what I'm doing matter at all? Is it making any kind of difference? Why am I even here on Sunday mornings? Who cares if I show up or not? Anyone could lead these kids and it wouldn't make a difference. But what this book is all about, and what I fully and strongly believe and want to tell you, is that it does matter. It does make a difference that you are there week after week and that you are the leaders for those kids. And here's why. It's not the quality of each individual week that matters. So you could have one week that's a total bomb. In fact, you might have a whole month that's a total bomb. Or you might feel like out of the 25 times a year that I serve, half of them I'm just walking out of there going, oh my gosh, we didn't get anything accomplished. But it's this combined effort of leading small, of just showing up predictably and building relationships with these kids. Because here's what the Bible teaches us, and here's what we know is true, and why we use a small group model in Oak Ridge Kids. Relationships equal trust, and trust equals influence. So when you're there week after week and you're showing up and you're seeing the same kids, those kids can start to trust you. They know you're going to show up. They know you're going to be there. They know that you care about them. And just because they were crazy last week doesn't mean that you quit on them. And once they know that they can trust you, then then you can influence them. Then you can start to tell them about how much Jesus loves you. This is also why we ask people to move up from kindergarten to first grade, from first grade to second grade, because that trust builds and that influence builds. That's why we do this in our youth group. We ask small group leaders to move from 7th grade to 12th grade because that influence grows. So it's the combined effort of every single week that really increases your influence to influence those kids for Jesus. So that's why even if one small group or lots of small groups, you're just shaking your head going, why am I even here? Am I making any kind of difference? You are. You are making such a difference because you're building those relationships and you're building that influence with those kids. So throughout these videos, we just want to teach you that your small group conversations matter. Every single week, the silly games, they matter. The little discussions that you have before and after, they matter. But hopefully what we can teach you through this book is how to make them matter even more. I've learned so much just from reading this. Just so many quick little things that maybe on Sunday mornings, maybe just as everyday people that aren't small group experts, we don't think about. But these people have talked to teachers, child psychologists, people that have led kids' small groups for years, and they've kind of given us the tricks of the trade. So I just really encourage you to watch these videos. Just take a few minutes out of your week to just make yourself a better small group leader. And hopefully I won't bore you to death by summarizing this book for you, but I think it will be so much better all around, because I've been hearing so many of you say, oh my gosh, it's crazy on Sunday mornings. I just don't feel like anything's happening, and hopefully we can learn together how to be better small group leaders throughout this book. So thank you guys. Thanks for coming to your meeting today. If you're not at the meeting, thank you so much for being small group leaders. Guys, it is really just the heart and soul of our kids ministry, and I can't tell you enough how much you are valued and loved, and just as the hands and feet of Jesus, you are just a crucial element to our church, for our kids ministry. So thank you guys so much, and I look forward to doing these videos with you, and I hope that you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.